Kamaru Usman is coming back after a multi-year layoff and 3 losses in a row. He's claiming that he has an easy, in his words, easy path forward back to the title where he is going to beat Islam and reign supreme. We're going to find out on Saturday if those plans are delusional or if he will be one step closer to being one of the greatest welterweights in the history of time. My name is Angelo. This is We Want Picks, and I'm going to give you my bets for UFC Atlanta. Before we dive into the bets, let's go ahead and brag a little bit about the safety parlay. If you don't know what the safety parlay is, a single parlay that I put on the board. I put it on the board for every single event, and as we all know, this is a volatile sport. Finding value in 2025 has also been incredibly difficult to do, but somehow 2 of the last 3 safety parlays were plus money, and we have hit 8 of the last 9. The safety parlay for not only this event, but all of these events will be available to you right now. Just go to WeWantPicks.com, click Become a Member. It's $10. You'll unlock the safety parlay as well as every other bet we have on the board, information, picks, tools, and everything. Quite literally everything and anything you can need heading into a fight week. And we have no Apex cards. This is quite the fun stretch to sign up for. You'll get UFC Atlanta, you'll get UFC 317, UFC Baku, and then the UFC Nashville card with the all-time knockout king, Derek Lewis. Check it all out right now. Just go to WeWantPicks.com. On the website, you'll find tools like a tape index. If you like to do tape study, watch fights yourselves, go to the tape index, click the little red buttons, bang, fight pops up. A tool called the line movement tracker. This will give you the opening odds, the current odds, the win probability, and the line movement for every fighter. So you know if you're hopping on the trend, hopping off the trend, if you should wait or if you should strike now. As well as a prop hunter. This is a curated set of data. It is specifically designed to help you find prop bets so you can zero in on anomalies with your favorite sports books. All of this available to you right now, as well as inside of an app. You don't need to have the app. You can just access everything on the website or any mobile browser on any platform. But if you happen to have the app, you'll get push notifications. I just sent one out this morning when I placed one of the bets that I'm about to share with you. Download the app right now. It's 100% free. Just search We Want Picks in the App Store. And if you're not a premium member, become one. It's $10. You quite literally have nothing to lose other than $10. And the reality is, we've been slapping. WeWantPicks.com. Let's go ahead and jump into this card. Not a ton of value. I'm going to tell you straight up right now, not a ton of value on these cards. Look at these favorites. Minus 2,000, minus 600, minus 525, minus 700. And there's about 3 more in that similar price range that I didn't put on here because they didn't fit in the table, frankly. The reality is there's not a lot of easy, obvious plus money spots on this card. There are some very obvious favorites. There are some solid underdogs, which we'll talk about, and I have some bets. The next slide of the bets, just sit tight. Let's talk in some generalities first. If we're talking about confident favorites, obviously Malcolm Wellmaker for a million reasons, but this line is long gone. There's no money to be made here. I just put it there because the reality is he is a very confident favorite, but there is no value left. Minus 2,000 is insanely unreasonable. You can't do shit with that. Don't bother adding him to a random parlay. It's just not worth it. Did you not learn your lesson when you put Peyton Talbot at minus 1,200 in all your parlays? It ain't worth it. Don't do it. Jamey-Lyn Horth, minus 600. She's a female. Female favorites probably go down. I don't have the stats in front of me, but let's assume that heavy female favorites lose more often than heavy male favorites. I think that's a fair assumption to make, right? That seems like a reasonable conclusion to draw. Jamey-Lyn Horth should dominate here, though. First of all, she's massive. She's gigantic. She's fighting one of the smaller women in her weight class, and she is probably the largest in the weight class. She hits hard. She's got good, accurate striking, decent takedown defense, good takedown offense. Her opponent isn't defending takedowns very well. While she does have good jiu-jitsu, it's not as good off her back as it is on top, and she just has busy striking, not dangerous. Jamey-Lyn Horth should win this fight. It should be pretty clear-cut. If you're trying to find some value, you could do Jamey-Lyn Horth by decision, maybe get a little bit better odds. You can do Jamey-Lyn Horth minus 3.5 points, which means she'll either finish or dominate a decision. I think all of those are probably okay, but you know me, conservative Ange. I'm not the one chasing crazy plus money prop bets. Then we have Ricky Simone. This is his new opponent versus Cameron Smotherman. While Cameron Smotherman is young and fast and aggressive and all those things, the reality is he can be taken down. Ricky's got good takedowns. He has been knocked out. Ricky's got good power. So this could be one of the biggest upsets on the card. I have a bet on Ricky, so I'm pretty confident in Ricky. But this could be a fight where we're like, damn, Ricky Simón was never it. And then that's when everybody crawls out of the woodwork and hits up the comments. I told you, I've been saying, I knew Ricky was going to lose. Basically the same thing that happened with Patchy Mix. I didn't see a single Mario Batista comment. Not one. And then Patchy Mix loses, and then hundreds of, I told you. When? What? Screenshot when? You told me. Screenshot. Also, share every single pick on the card. Don't just blindly comment big favorites are going to lose. Share every single pick you have. Let's do that. Let's play that game. The reality is, I do think Ricky Simón wins this fight. Obviously, anytime you get somebody sort of getting on the older side of the division versus one of the young prospects, could be a little nerve-wracking, but Ricky should be able to get this done. Plus, he's the one with the full fight camp. And then Umar Sy. Umar Sy is a young prospect, and he is fighting an older guy in Alonzo Menafield, but Umar's got the wrestling, he's got the striking, he's tremendous for the weight class, the cardio seems to be good, and lately, we haven't quite been getting the old Alonzo Menafield. He's swinging hard, he's got that power, but he's more headhunting than setting up clean combinations. If we're talking about some underdogs, I like a good amount of underdogs on this card, whether I flat out picked them or just recognize that they're good underdogs. I did pick Court McGee. These odds seem insane to me. Yeah, he's 40. And his opponent's 37. His opponent is spending all of his free time doing analyst stuff at the desk. And I saw somebody in our Discord. We do have a free Discord. If you're premium, you get a couple extra perks. If not, the Discord is free. Obviously, carry yourself like a human being. Otherwise, you're gone. But in the Discord, I saw somebody fighting with somebody else, arguing back and forth about the narrative and the fact that everybody's talking about Michael Chiesa as an analyst and it doesn't matter. And the problem is it does matter. It does matter because he doesn't live in Las Vegas. He has to fly there every weekend to do the fight nights. He has to travel. He has to do the research. He has to do the fighter meetings. He has to prepare, and he's at work all Saturday. So those are days that he's not training. And maybe he'll get a few rolls in at the PI and things like that, but that is not the same as a full-blown dedicated training camp. All that travel, all that extra work. He's focusing very much on the next part of his career, which he should be. You can't fight forever, especially if you're somebody like Michael Chiesa, where you didn't make enough money fighting that you can just live forever. So point being, while Michael Chiesa is a little younger here and he's a very good fighter, I think he has too many distractions in his life. And I think they're about even with the distractions. Maybe he's a tiny bit better, right? A little bit better of a wrestler. A tiny bit better of a straight jiu-jitsu grappler. But once you add all the extracurriculars, now it's a level playing field. Court McGee is tough as shit. Court McGee just crunched somebody's face with an all-time grip. The guy might as well be a union plumber. Court McGee, I think he's a great underdog here, especially at these ridiculously inflated odds. I'll show you the bet I have in a second. Cody Jourdain, similar, right? He's fighting a young prospect in Jose Ochoa. Jose Ochoa lost his UFC debut. Now, there were some moments where he looked pretty good, but he would be one of many people who lost in UFC debuts, looked good, and then lost their next fight. I think sometimes we either have a lower bar of expectation for some of these short notice UFC debuts so that when they do lose, but they lose well, we're like, hey, he's pretty good. Or they have nothing to lose. There are no pressures of a full fight camp. They're expected to lose. It's short notice, so they show up, they fight their ass off, they turn their brain off, and they just get after it. So they end up looking good. And then they get a full fight camp, and they come in here, and they don't look good. Jordan Vucenic is one. We listed like 4 or 5 of them on the stream last night. I can't remember all of them. But the reality is, Cody Jourdain is an established veteran. And while the line is basically favoring the young prospect, we have seen many young prospects before not live up to the hype. If Cody Jourdain can keep his chin in check, because his chin's not great, and if he has the cardio that we used to get from him, he should be able to win this fight. He should be able to come forward, get the takedowns, and grind and grind and grind. For that reason, I've got a bet on him as well that I will show you. Then we have Andre Petroski, plus 160. I picked the other side. So I did pick Cody. I did pick Court. I did pick the other Cody. I did not pick Andre Petroski. I picked Edmund Shabazian. The reality is, though, there's no bet there. Not all picks are the same as bets, right? If you're just blindly betting every pick, you're a moron. If you're tracking picks as if you placed a blind bet on each one, that's a ridiculous, inaccurate way to track picks. Point being, I did not pick Andre Petroski, but I fully recognize that he can win this fight. if he gets the takedowns against the guy that can be taken down, he 100% will win this fight. But if he comes out, he's a little nervous, strikes a little too long, Edmen Shahbazyan can absolutely put his lights out. His lights have been put out before. Edmen Shahbazyan is an incredible striker. He just struggles to keep the fights on the feet. So this is honestly a 50-50 matchup. And if you are an EV bettor, which I am not an EV bettor, but if you are an EV bettor and you look at this and you say, this is a 50-50 fight, I have a striker versus a grappler, who's telling who's going to win this fight? But one of them is a plus 160 underdog, the EV bettor would bet the plus 160 dog. Hey, I think these odds are way farther than the line, but I'm going to go that route. Why I don't like to bet that is, let me use 316 as a perfect example. Gianni, with the fucking ridiculous fake teeth and the insane tan. Like, the guy is like a Jersey. Like, if you took a beaver and you sent it to the Jersey Shore for 3 summers in a row, it comes back looking like Gianni. So we have Jersey Shore beaver Gianni with the insane teeth. Like, dude, scuff him up. Like, it's insane. He sat there doing the promo at UFC 316. And during the promo, he said, oh, this is a rematch. And last time we got Merab as a dog. And this time he's a favorite. So all the money's gone on Merab. The secret's out. Merab is too good. So now we're getting too good of odds on him. So there's no value on Merab. All the value is on Sean. So I'm going to bet Sean because he's plus money. And it was a close fight last time. The bet lost. Gianni, the bet lost. Betting somebody just because they're a dog is fucking stupid. Because a lost bet on a good odds and a lost bet on bad odds is still a lost bet. Now, if his narrative was, I think Sean O'Malley wins this fight and here's why, then he bet on him. Absolutely. Of course. Right? Nobody's going to get every pick or every bet correct. But when the narrative is, Merab won the last time. He could definitely win this time. I don't like those odds, so I'm going to do the odds on the other side. That's not a strategy. That's just chasing dogs. Just file that shit down a little bit, yellow them up so they look like a normal human mouth. Andre Petroski can absolutely win this fight was the narrative of that story. And then Cody Garbrandt, at one point in time, not today, one of the best bantamweights on the planet at one point in time, not today. He had an all-time performance. He was the champion. He beat the shit out of TJ Dillashaw twice before getting a little too reckless and getting his chin checked. The reality is Cody Garbrandt's got good, clean boxing. He's got great footwork. He can offensively wrestle, defensively wrestle. The problem is he hasn't had a great couple of years. The good news for him, though, he's fighting a 40-year-old who only wrestles. So Cody doesn't need to worry about big power coming his way. Cody doesn't need to worry about really good, insanely dangerous jiu-jitsu coming his way. He just needs to worry about defending the takedowns. And I think he can. I think Cody Garbrandt can win this fight. I am surprised to see the line widening. He was plus 155 3 days ago. Now he's plus 175. I am surprised to see it go that way. I understand Hani Barcelos is the biggest underdog winner of 2025. All right, hopefully I phrased that in a manner that makes sense to you. As far as underdogs are concerned, there has not been a bigger one that has won their fight in 2025 than Hani Barcelos. And he out-wrestled a young prospect who looked like he never went to a day of wrestling camp. That's not Cody. I think Cody can absolutely win this fight, and there's a lot of value there. Let's take a look at my actual bets. It's an odd week because I felt like I didn't have a lot of bets, and then I put them on this slide. I was like, oh, shit. We got 5.5 units on the board. So let's go ahead and walk through them. I have a parlay with Jamey-Lyn Horth and Rodolfo Bellato. I think they both win. Is there a lot of value in that parlay? No. But what happened when Beavermouth was chasing value last week? How'd that work out? It didn't. You would have made way more money laying down $300 on Merab than $100 on Sean O'Malley. So anybody complaining about the minus side in front of bets, just be careful chasing random plus money bets. I think Jamie's going to dominate, and I think Rodolfo's going to dominate. So I just slapped those two together. Pretty straightforward logic, honestly. Didn't take a genius to figure that one out. Then I did the over on the lady fights. That could be hit or miss. I don't always parlay overs on lady fights, but when I looked at it, Jamey-Lyn Horth can be dangerous, but Vanessa Demopoulos is very tough. That should go to a decision, which is why I said if you are trying to chase better value, look at Jamey-Lyn Horth by decision or minus 3.5. Same with Miranda and Namajunas. If Rose wins, she's just going to defend the takedowns, batter Miranda a little bit. It's only 3 rounds, not 5. So we just need Miranda to go 15. And Miranda's pretty tough. If it goes the other way, if Miranda Maverick wins that fight, well, then she's getting some takedowns. And Rose isn't going to get finished off her back. So is it great odds? No, it's not. And I just do 1 unit. If you want to take that bet or a similar bet that you're very confident in, but the value's not great, then up the units. That's why we do this in units. You can put more down or put less down. Take a look at Ricky Simone and Rose Namajunas as the next parlay. I put those two together because while I do think they both win, I'm a little nervous for both of them. Rose hasn't had the best performances in the world recently, but the reality is she's a former world champion. She's been fighting the best on the planet. She should be able to win this fight, and we just look at the Tracy Cortez fight as an example. Look what she did in that fight. She should do more of the same in this fight. Ricky Simone, same thing. He can wrestle. He's got big, powerful hands. He should be able to win this fight. But if Ricky looks a little old and slow, if Rose looks a little old and slow, if Ricky can't get the takedowns, if Rose does get taken down, this parlay is toast. So I put them both together instead of splitting them out. And I like to do that. I like to take 2 people that I'm a little nervous about and put them together in a parlay instead of separately and break in 2. Here's the plus 3.5 bets I mentioned. I got Cody Jourdain plus 3.5. The reality is I think he can absolutely win a single round, and that's all he needs to do. The way that works is I'm buying points on the judge's scorecard. You're betting the spread. And the way the math in very simple terms is a million scenarios and blah, blah, blah. Simple terms is win 1 round on all 3 judges' scorecards. So if Cody Jourdain loses a split decision, should be good. If Cody Jourdain loses a 29-28, should be good. If Cody Jourdain wins outright, we are good. So there's a lot of scenarios where that bet pays. So if it's a close fight, we should be good. Exact same logic with Court McGee, and that one's plus money because of the odds. If Court McGee can survive, end up on the scorecards, either win that fight or lose a real close one, we get paid. I added the most recent bet on here is the Ange Loosa money line. That's not a bet I had. And then I was just looking at it, literally building this slide, going through the odds, updating everything. And I said, you know what, man? I picked Ange Loosa when he was an underdog. 4 days ago, I sat here, I did the video, I gave it to you all, and I picked Ange Loosa before we had odds, and then he opened, and he was a dog, and then the line quickly moved. Well, sucks I missed out on the plus money, but the reality is he should win this fight. The more I look at it, the more I realize that Phil Rowe is low volume. Phil Rowe doesn't really fully commit. And Ange Loosa's got a brick for a head, and he's going to let his hands go. And then the last bet I have on the board is obviously the safety parlay. Safety parlay has been doing what it does. The key word there is safe. It's safe in a very unsafe space. This isn't your college dorm room, okay, you liberal? There's no safe space betting in MMA. It is all tumultuous. It is nerve-wracking. It is sketchy as fuck. Things don't go as planned, and that is why we love it. So if you're going to cry because you lost one bet, then this is not for you. You are not cut out for the grind of betting on MMA. If you're going to whine in the comments, Patchy Mix, this is not for you. If you want to say in the comments, Patchy Mix is a dumb asshole, go for it. Go for it. But if you're going to whine about your bet, because Patchy Mix blew it, sport's not for you. In a very volatile sport that isn't safe, the safety parlay remains the beacon of stability. I hit 8 of the last 9. And the only reason it's not 9 in a row is because a referee fucked it up, stopping that Dan Ige, Sean Woodson fight. Here's a couple of more free bets for you people. We got Bet Sam's Slam of the Week. I'm not going to give it away. That's his bet. But he put 3 full units on the Slam of the Week. The Slam of the Week is like my safety parlay. I have my safety parlay tracked. If you're a premium member, it's on the website under account. You can see every single safety parlay that we've ever had. Historically, Lock of the Week, same thing. I don't have the same for Slam of the Week because Bet Sam's, he's been here for, I don't know, a couple months, 6 months, 4 months, something like that. So we didn't create a tracker. My bad. But the accuracy of it feels like, I don't know, ask him what the stats are. It feels like he's hitting 90% of those. And he does it the way that I recommend, trying to up the ante. Sometimes it's a great bet with great odds. Other times it's kind of a juiced bet. So he loads up the odds. This week, I'm not telling you what it is. You'll have to go figure that out for yourself. We do have a PFL parlay as well. If you watch the PFL, if you care about the PFL, we've got a couple things for you. One, we have write-ups and breakdowns on the website for the PFL with some picks and things like that. And two, looks like the foreigners, that's not for me, that's actually a Bet Sam bet, are throwing up PFL parlays. So you can check that parlay out on Premium. We have a Motino Wellmaker under 1.5 round bet. That's from Jacob. He got that at plus 100. Those are not the odds as of this minute. They did move quite a bit, but you got a push notification when that bet was placed. And if you're a premium member, you saw that and you could have jumped on it if you agreed with it, right? Don't just copy paste every bet if you don't agree with them. But if you agree with it, you got some decent value there at even money. Edmund Shabazian to win by KO TKO, also a Jacob bet, plus 185 there. His logic was, listen, I see Edmund winning. He's not going to win a decision. If he does win, he'll win by finish. So he chased the better odds. And then I believe it's a Bet Sam bet, the Buckley Usman under 4.5 rounds, plus money for that to not go the distance. And I think that's a solid bet. You have 25 full minutes to work. Usman has been pretty durable, but he is old. He hasn't fought in 2 years. He got dropped by Gilbert Burns just a few years ago. And the flip side of that coin is Buckley to go 25 full minutes against an all-timer. He might get broken as well. That is a plus money bet. We have 23 total units of bets on the board. PFL bets, UFC 317 bets. We are built out for the future. Check them all out. Just go to WeWantPicks.com. If you're not a premium member, click become a member. And if you are a premium member, then you have seen the safety parlay and its wild success recently. 8-1 in the last 9. Let's hope to make that 9-1 in the last 10 to officially make it a 90% hit rate on the parlay. Check it out now at WeWantPicks.com. And we opened up this entire video with a slide that showed you the odds from Bet Online and the odds from Bet Openly. And the Bet Openly odds are better every single time. And that's because they are not a casino. If you give a shit, if you care, if the value matters to you, then the money you save using Bet Openly will pay for any of the losses. Not every loss, obviously. But if you saved 20% across the board and then you lose a small bet, that didn't matter because you saved 20% across the board, getting better odds both on the favorite side and the underdog side. Bet Openly is also great. This is my preferred. The Bet Openly crew, like to highlight that they've got better odds across the board. And that's obviously spectacular. If I was in charge of Bet Openly's marketing team, I'd be like, listen, let's ditch that bullshit. This is all about solving arguments with assholes, okay? That's what we're going to use Bet Openly for. Are you in an argument with some fucking anonymous asshole in a comment section that won't shut the hell up? Bet Openly them. Like, okay, then put your money where your mouth is. Tell me how big of a bet you want to do. You want to do $20? We'll keep it friendly. Great. You want to do $500? Let's do $500. I will send you the link. And if you don't accept it, you are a coward, nerd, P-U-S-S-Y. Get out of my comment section. If you do accept it, let the best man win. That would be my Bet Openly marketing strategy. If we were in a boardroom, I'd be like, listen, I get it. Better odds across the board. Then take that and focus on the big bettors, right? If that's the narrative, take that and go find the whales and give this shit to them. The sharps, the whales, all of them. The normal people, 90%. Right? The world we live in, 90% of people are normal. The normal people care about being right in arguments. And if you ask a woman, 150% of them. Use Bet Openly to force people to put their money where their mouth is. I did it in Discord a bunch of times. People would at me with some fucking dumb shit like I give a shit. And I'd be like, send me a Bet Openly link. I have bought more than one sandwich off of your money. That's what I like Bet Openly for. Check them out. WeWantPicks.com/BetOpenly or just BetOpenly.com. And finally, if you want $50, we do have actual sportsbook partners. Bet Openly is not a sportsbook. They do the peer-to-peer betting. But we have actual sportsbook partners. Check them out now. Go to WeWantPicks.com/bets. Sign up with any one of them using our links. Make a deposit. We send you $50 as a thank you. It's affiliate marketing. They're going to pay me. I'll slice off some of that money and I'll give it right back to you. WeWantPicks.com/bets. Good luck this weekend, guys. We're only 2 weeks out from UFC 317. This week seems like it's either going to be awesome or horrendous. Next week, UFC Baku seems pretty straightforward. And then 317 should be a ton of fun. Check it all out. We appreciate every last one of you.